Hello again. Today I'm doing my graphic novel book haul related to Wonder Woman. So, if you're not aware, I was a big comic book fan. My history with comic books has always been I'll get into it, then I stop, and then I get into it, and then I stop. When I was a child, I used to read a lot of the Marvel comic, a lot of Spider-Man and Fantastic Four. I wasn't a big DC fan. I liked The Flash, I think. That was pretty much it, and that was pretty much all Marvel. Then, one of my first jobs after high school was a small part-time job that I used to do in a movie theater. And I had a friend who was a big DC fan, and he introduced me to a lot of DC comics and all of the major DC comic storylines. Crisis on Infinite Earths and the Legend series, the Teen Titans, what was it, Judas Incident, I think it was called. He introduced me to Death in the Family and a lot of different DC comics, because I wasn't a fan of DC comics before then. I wasn't really a fan of Superman. I always thought he was kind of like a Boy Scout. Really wasn't a big fan of Batman at the time, but he introduced me to all these great DC comics. Introduced me to Dark Knight Returns and all of the the great Batman books like Killing Joke and Death in the Family and that kind of stuff. And he also introduced me to Superman. At the time, this was before Death of Superman, so Superman was starting to do this whole almost kind of soap opera thing where they would have all four books linked together, and every week you would continue the story of Superman and all the people in his life. And it was really good. I actually wind up really getting into DC Comics at that time, and I bought a bunch of comic books. Then a couple of years ago, in 2011, DC Comics did something on Comixology that the comic book companies weren't really doing. Was all of their comics they made online digital. So I was buying Comixology comics before then, but when the New 52 came out, which was another reboot of the DC Universe, I really bought a ton of books. I was recently looking at my Comixology collection just to have an idea of how many books I have from Comixology. The number of comics on there is almost like 3,500 comic books. And not just comic books, because some of them are trade paperbacks and stuff. So there are a ton of books. I don't even think I've read all of the comic books I actually bought on Comixology. Like I said, I used to go a little crazy with the comic books. I used to buy a ton of comics every month. So the fact that I'm getting into doing my own readathon coming in December, I'll give you an announcement video in a couple of weeks. I'm doing this with a couple of people, but I'm going to be reading the DC Icons books. So I decided I should get back into reading comics. So that's where this book haul, graphic novel book haul is. I decided to actually pick up the graphic novels of some of the new Wonder Woman stuff since the new relaunch of DC Comics in Rebirth. I really like the New 52 Wonder Woman. I know a lot of people were kind of against the Superman Wonder Woman romance that they had in the New 52 series, but I actually really liked it. I thought that was actually well done. And kind of sad to see that Superman go. But in general, I did really enjoy Wonder Woman through that time. So I decided to actually pick up the current Wonder Woman series. So these are all of the graphic novels that I've picked up that are out for Wonder Woman. And this first one is a really nice hardcover edition that I wasn't planning on buying, actually. I was going to just buy the trade paperbacks. But this one collects the first two trade paperbacks. It also has a really cool inside comic book cover here. And the only reason I actually picked this up is because this nice hardcover edition, even though it's retail for $35, was really on sale on Amazon for 20 bucks. So it actually was, I believe, cheaper buying this hardcover edition of the first 2 trade paperbacks than buying the actual trade paperbacks. So this is from the first part of Rebirth. This is Wonder Woman's 1 through 14, as well as Wonder Woman Rebirth number 1. So this was 15 comics for like 20 bucks. So really a pretty good deal. And that is the first Wonder Woman graphic novel that I've picked up. And then I just pretty much caught up with all of the Wonder Womans. So next one is volume 3 of Wonder Woman, which collects number 13 to 25 of Wonder Woman. Then this one, Wonder Woman volume 4, collects number 15 to 24, the even number issues of Wonder Woman. Those are the odd numbers. And the first Wonder Woman annual in the Rebirth series. Then volume 5 collects Wonder Woman's number 26 to 30. And Wonder Woman Steve Trevor number 1, which I didn't even know they had a Steve Trevor number 1. And also has some stories from the Wonder Woman annual number 1 as well. And the last one I picked up is Wonder Woman Volume 6. I believe this is the current graphic novel that's out. And this one collects Wonder Woman number 31 to Wonder Woman number 37. So that is my Wonder Woman graphic novel book haul that I picked up. I've actually read this hardcover edition already and really did enjoy it. When I read all of them, I'll give you a full review on all of these books. But this is going to be fun to get back into Wonder Woman again and get back into comics again. It's been a while, and I'm really looking forward to it. And that's my book haul, my graphic novel Wonder Woman book haul. And as always, thanks again for watching, and I hope to see you soon. Bye.